You may be surprised to learn that Melly's ex-girlfriend, Maria Hamilton, was just released from prison by Judge Fiend, who also gave Melly a chance to be released. Having been imprisoned for years without a conviction, Judge Fi affirms in a tweet that YNW Melly should be given the chance to be released on bail before the trial begins, stating that it is just wrong. On Sunday, February 9th, Maria, Melly's ex-girlfriend, wrote on Facebook, "My village. Thank you to my village, I love you all so much," expressing gratitude to her family and friends for helping her during her incarceration. "My plan, not God's." Maria apparently didn't like the way the local news presented this.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Did you realize, though, that this was successful for YNW Melly? His incarceration of 2,159 days has stunned everyone, including the judge. Melly must choose the lawyers he will hire.
No, let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You will decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
I would let Melly go if the prosecution could provide us with a final justification for why he shouldn't be freed on bond. The judge was startled to hear how long he had been held without a conviction. But at this point, Melly suffered the worst conceivable fate when the prosecution forced his best buddy, Borland, to turn against him. For one reason, they are filing the necessary papers to have Melly and Borland tried together.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Common Reason says that YNW Borland will not be physically present during the trial and will probably receive a life sentence in prison if he knows he did not conduct this heinous crime. Additionally, he would not be allowed to do so by his own lawyers. Thus, he is likely to begin accusing Melly. It might surprise you to hear that Melly's lawyer tried to do the same at the first trial.
Those were his lines. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he has discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Proving that YNW Borland was the one who handled the juvenile stack and the substance, and that he has always been the one who has been lying to federal authorities. Chaser even went so far as to contact a forensic scientist handling the fatalities to provide more details on the powder residue on Borton's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of powder residue and one two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was powder residue present on the hands.
But if Borland is sitting there, you won't let it happen. This is the exact reason why the prosecutors want Melly and Borland charged jointly. The day Melly's mistrial was announced, Borland tweeted a mysterious comment, and even after Melly's mistrial was granted, a report was spread. Melly's troubles are just getting started. People like me who make a handshake emoji as if he's signing a contract are not susceptible to mind tricks. You knew he was going to be free to make more money. If so, you would have explained it to Melly's mom. Following her admission that she built a fan account during Melly's trial and her subsequent interview in which she explains why she did so and the amount of money she earned, she started trending.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and you know, I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
Even DJ Academics was compelled to share this because it was so widely shared online.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's gonna be starting her own. And I gotta be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Fans, however, would bring up a 2-year-old serious interview with Adam Slime and Melly's mother, in which Adam stated that he imagines Melly spending a lot of money on his lawyers while she sits back and laughs, and YNW Slime calls out his brother for making stupid purchases, despite DJ Scholar's claims that money isn't the problem.
I would assume that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend.
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want to change no more.
Since Melly had to ask her whether she was okay during court hours during the first trial, many believe Jamie Kane used her fan account to divert attention from Melly's trial, even though it may have been created for financial gain. But you didn't know about YNW. Whether Melly actually took out the sack or not, she is already facing a second lawsuit after it was found that her ex-girlfriend Maria's iCloud account contained disturbing evidence about Melly forcing her to testify or not. This is known as witness tampering, and it carries a life sentence in prison. Jovi and Chaser.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Melly was investigated by the federal government after residents of her hometown began discussing her role in the crime. As a result, Juby's father asked people from all across the town as part of his inquiry, and he eventually discovered the code words Melly used to persuade her not to testify at the first trial. There would be additional legal expenditures, the need to hire new attorneys, and more court appearances if this witness tampering case were distinct from his ongoing case involving Sack Chaser and Jew's death.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Like to me, they going through extreme measures tried to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
For the past year and a half, Melly has been barred from using phones or even checking his mail because of his witness tampering with jail phones. If proven guilty, Melly risks a life sentence. Melly was denied access to phones and even his mail by the county jail, which Jamie King revealed in an interview.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
However, they haven't allowed Melly to use the jail phones if it's verified that he has been tampering with witnesses. The frightening thing is that if the feds suspected Melly of using the phone or mail, they wouldn't simply stop him because they would have concrete proof against him. For this reason, Jimmy King would say she feels helpless and sad for her son because he isn't even being treated like a human in a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
To release YNW Melly from custody this week, his lawyers would then try to establish his innocence in court. To do this, they would tell the newly appointed judge that during the first trial, no handgun was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
In addition to offering GPS data from the spot where the crime was committed, which indicates that he was racing down the street and hiding in a bush.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're